And we saw a fallout of that. We saw those views reflected even in Parliament, where we saw the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha proceedings adjourned for the day on day one of the monsoon session of Parliament because of a ruckus over price rise and the GST. Well, joining us for more on this, we have Arshpreet Khadial, a spokesperson of the Congress, Jasmine Shah, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, PKD Nambiar, a BJP supporter, and Vijay Sadhana, an economist, joining us. So, of course, I don't know if you all heard the voice of the Aam Aadmi on the street. Everybody is pained. Everybody feels the pinch in their wallet. So, quickly, first to our Congress and our AAP representatives. Just a quick opening, like, what is your party stand on this?
See, number one, welcome to the BJP's model of governance. You know, the BJP party is punishing people for their own wrongs. And why should the people pay for BJP's mistakes? They are the ones who are responsible for having emptied the exchequer. And, you know, the richest of the rich are being protected, are being helped. But the poor are being targeted. You see all these Malyas, Choksis and Modis, they run away after taking away 60,000 crores, thousands of crores. But the poor people are the ones whose miseries are, you know, being enhanced, and their miseries are being added to, their woes are being added to the BJP party. Before, back in the day, they said, we'd only add GST to diesel and petrol and, you know, kitchen gas, nothing more than that. And today, they have made basic things, you know, they brought GST over them. And let me tell one more thing: the BJP's cadre and workers also eat. They would also be. They would also have to draw a line here that the BJP party, you know, is doing what to India.
All right.
Where do people go? There are no jobs.
All
there
right.
is inflation. How do they eat? How do people eat? The BJP party has brought this misery upon India that only Congress party will, you know, have to save India from. And we'll make sure we debate and discuss this issue and make BJP accountable and take.
All right, Jasmine Shah.
Sarah, these are absolutely draconian measures, and what the BJP government under PM Modi is trying to do is make money out of the common man's misery. You know, this set of, you know, widespread increase across all the essential daily items shows that today in front of the nation there are two economic models. One is the Modi model, where you protect all your rich friends, where thousands and thousands of crores, in fact lakhs of crores of loans by capitalists you know, have been forgotten, you know, and declared NDA without any action on these people. But you are going to make the poor person pay. The second model is the Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party model of economics, where in Delhi, within 7 years, we have increased the budget of Delhi government from 30,000 to 75,000 crore without levying a single tax, and by giving essential services free of cost for the first time in the nation. Healthcare is free of cost. Education is free of cost. You know, bus travel for women is free of cost. Tirth Yatra is free of cost. Water is free of cost.
Okay.
Electricity is free of cost.
Okay.
So
okay.
there is a reason why this thing works, and that is if you have an honest government, if you are going to be fiscally prudent at
I want to focus on this
taxes,
GST,
widening the tax base and spending it.
Okay, I want to focus on the new GST rate. So, Arshpreet Khadial and Jasmine Shah, the story so far, we've had the Union Finance Minister was meeting with the GST Council. For the first time in 2022, there was that marathon 2-day meet just ahead of the GST's 5th birthday on the 1st of July. So, there was a build up to this. And in that meeting, the Finance Minister says that all the states agreed. This is what the Finance Minister claims. So, my question to you is, why is AAP speaking up now? We heard the Delhi Chief Minister saying they must go back, rightly. So, I mean, I would have to agree with him that, you know, on basic essentials on food, atta, paneer, milk, you should push back on GST. But my question to you and Mr. Arshpreet Khadial, what was the Congress and the AAP and the other opposition parties saying, or any leader representing the public saying in that GST Council meeting?
Sarah, we had opposed this measure. The Finance Minister should not mislead the nation. Please declare the proceedings of the meeting if you are making such statements. Okay. Otherwise, our CM has come out categorically, without any doubt, to say that this is against, you know, this doesn't help the people. We are facing record inflation, and as a nation, we are still emerging out of the economic crisis of COVID. And to bring it at this point in time is brutal.
Okay. Mr. Khadial, otherwise I want to move on to PKD Nambiar.
I'd keep it very brief. We request the BJP government, before spreading any lies and propagandas, why do they not make sure that the minutes of meeting are released? Everybody would know what's the truth.
Yes, will that ever happen?
But the BJP government, has always been known to make fact-free arguments and has always been known to carry out propagandas at the cost of, many people's normal lives. This will take a big toll on the lives of people. Majority of the people are going to be running out of resources. They won't have food on the table. They won't have, clothes.
PKD Nambiar, I think it was Ashpreet Kadyal who said that, even BJP workers will have to speak up at this point of time. But let me ask you, the BJP MP Varun Gandhi has tweeted about this, talking about now you have GST on packaged products like milk, curd, butter, rice, pulses, bread. Amidst a time of record-breaking unemployment, this will further lighten the pockets of the middle class and the struggling youth living in rented houses. When it was time to give relief, we are hurting the people. Could there not be any other solution or option right now? Should the government have gone ahead with this? I understand there's a GST council, but do we not have to accommodate and adjust to the new circumstances that have emerged? We have, post-COVID economy, and we have huge inflation that everybody is dealing with. Should this have been the time for the government to go ahead with this?
Well, the government might have hundreds of reasons for what they have done, but I am against this particular move because a common man or like a large amount of middle class, it will affect them very badly. Of course, the inflation was so high. The people like us have always been defending the inflation because of various reasons, which we will understand. But when it comes to these very basic household items of food, etc., if we are taxing, and that is not acceptable. But on the other side, I wanted to say, that is my personal view. There is no doubt that these items should be kept away from any kind of a tax. Forget about a GST, 5%, 18%, whatever it may be. The second part, now I was listening to both the Aam Aadmi Party and as well as the Congress spokesperson. Come on, yaar. I mean, let's be a little practical. The union government do not take any decision on GST. Go and back to the boardroom and just understand some basics. There is a GST council which works as a council of every state, participates in it. And I don't think that Nirmala Sitharaman, the finance minister of this country, needs to lie in front of anybody. I must tell you that there are a couple of state governments even were very kept mum because every state government wanted to have money, the taxpayers' money, whether it is coming from their heart, from their bleeding pockets, but every state government is asking for money. So hence, don't try anybody to put a blame on the union government alone. I think the culprit in this case is everyone, every political party, including BJP. I think what we need is the tax relaxation. And there is a reason for this tax. I'll tell you, the freebies, what the Prime Minister was talking about 2 days back, the रेवड़ी बांटने का जो आदत पड़ गया है कुछ लोगों को free this.
But that's coming out of the Delhi government's budget.
That's not only this. The welfareism as a practice.
I'll come to you, Jasmine Shah.
Can I complete my statement? Then of course
you can
go
ahead.
What all I'm saying is that there is a welfareism model which is working in every place. Not only here, whether it is in Tamil Nadu or Kerala, the kids were in a way bribe. It's more of like to bribe the votes. If you really look at Arvind Kejriwal, he was going all about bijli free चाहिए, बिजली किसी को free नहीं चाहिए, नौकरी दे दो ना, क्यों किस लिए बिजली free चाहिए? You don't have to give a bijli free or a health free. Give them a decent employment. That is the job of a government.
That would be the question. That would be the demand even to the centre. Jasmine Shah, quickly a response from you before I want to move on to our economist Vijay Sardana.
I'm just surprised at Mr. Nambiar's ignorance that Delhi government funds its freebies out of the tax that it is collecting directly from the people of Delhi and saving on that taxes and ensuring there is fiscal prudence. CAG has declared that there is only one state in India that is running a surplus, and that is Delhi government. And that is
not good. That's a bad government.
But Mr. Nambiar, you cannot tell the AAP government how to spend the money they get on their budget. They have been elected by the people of Delhi for a reason. Now, how they spend it, you can criticize them, but you can't tell them how to spend it, no? Whether it's right or wrong.
Who else will tell? Who else will tell? I am
the voters of Delhi.
Living in Delhi for 26 years. I will be telling I am a taxpayer, and I need if I am coming from. from Saket to Okhla when I was coming.
All right. Jasmine Shah, please let Jasmine Shah respond. I want to keep this on the GST Council's decision.
I was crossing the NDTV office today in the morning.
Absolutely. One more point that I would like to make.
Mr. Nambiar, 1 second. Let Jasmine Shah finish.
Because he's not allowing anybody else to speak. Yes, he made a point on employment, and let me say it categorically that in the last 7 years, 12 lakh new jobs have been created in Delhi, and Delhi government is working on a plan to create 20 lakh new jobs in the next 5 years. What do we have?
Data? Where is this data?
Data is all there.
All right. Mr. Nambiar, let him finish. Mr. Nambiar, let him finish.
But at the country level, at India level, everybody knows that we are facing an unemployment crisis the country has not seen in the last 50 years. So what have you done? You have increased taxes, you are not providing jobs, and you are giving all your dole-outs to your rich capitalist friends. And that is the track record of your government, Mr. Nambiar.
Okay, hold on. We would like to have data. PKD Nambiar would like to have data on these unemployment statistics in the national capital, and both the Congress and the AAP would like to have data on the minutes of this meeting, what actually transpired there. But Vijay Sardana, let me come back to you with the main topic, what we all, the public cares about. Why have rates been higher for basic consumer items?
First of all, good evening to all of you. I wish you all had read the documents in detail with fine prints. Now, give me 2 minutes. Let me elaborate to all of you plus the public of India through you. The tax rate has increased on private labeled products. Now, let me explain, because this is a science of taxation. Please understand, don't jump in between. Earlier, all the branded products in India was taxed at 5%. Loose products were not taxed. After this GST meeting, loose products are still not taxed. What is taxed is the private label. If you go to supermarkets, you will find that there is a white colored or transparent polythene which is created by supermarket under their own brand, which may be registered, may not be registered. What was happening earlier, for example, Amul was selling ghee. A private trader was packing the same ghee into a pouch and keeping 20-30 rupees lower because there was no taxation on it. Whether the quality was adulterated or not, was sold at lower price because of GST difference. So Amul was losing. Farmers of India, those who are giving better product, were losing out. A local trader simply putting a pouch and charging 20, 30, 40 rupees less because there was no GST was selling it. That was the anomaly which was putting good quality product against the bad quality or not so good or not assured quality product at a price discount because of GST. In this GST, that anomaly is corrected.
You're saying this is an attempt to block this loophole where...
Let me complete. If you are selling a ghee in a loose, suppose you are buying a tin.
I understood that point, sir. Carry on.
You are having a container in which you purchase the ghee and you are giving to a poor person who comes, give me 100 gram, 200 gram. There is no GST on that. So please understand this.
Understood, but the question, it is the middle class that's affected, and it's the middle class that's raising its voice today. Absolutely.
No. That is what I'm saying. You are
So who is affected, sir, if it's not the middle class?
Let me come back to you. Allow me to complete. When an unbranded, unlabeled product was packed, it was mostly adulterated because there was no mention of the name, there was no mention of the date, there was no mention of anything, simply putting into a packing in a retail pack and selling. This was a rampant adulterated food in the market. Please go and check it, number one. Number two, most of the small scale industries, because many of the food products were on zero, what these small scale companies were doing, they were paying GST on packaging material. They were paying GST on transportation. They were paying GST on so many things.
1 second, I can't hear.
You've already made your point. Everybody has a right to...
No. Okay, 1 second. Mr. Sardana, this is... what about the issue of hospitals being taxed with a GST?
I'm coming to that.
Exactly, the people have already not been able to afford.
Please,
don't jump. The people has not.
Hold on, is this Mr. Ashwit Karyal? Please let him finish. And Mr. Sardana, you need to move. Please respond on the hospitals.
Madam, the person who is taking a room of 5,000 rupees in a 5-star hospital and paying exclusive for doctors, paying 3 times for any of the service which a common ward person is paying, asking for everything exclusive. It is a ultra-rich facility in the country. Let him pay for the taxation for the luxury. Because the same hospital is giving you 3 times the bill. Same doctor, when he goes to the ward, charges 500 rupees. Same doctor come to the 5,000 rupees room, charges 2,000 rupees per visit. Why so? If hospitals are so much concerned about common man, why this, differentiation in pricing of the same doctor visit? It is a rationalization approach. Please understand this. Otherwise, you can keep on arguing without justification.
A quick response, Jasmine Shah and our Congress spokesperson.
I think Mr. Shah has already made a point. Allow me also. He has already spoken twice. I've just spoken once.
I'm going to come to both of you. Either of you can speak first. Mr. Khadial, go ahead.
Thank you. See, high
Jasmine
taxes
knows that I'll come to him.
High taxes plus inflation plus no jobs is equal to destruction of the fastest growing economy. This is what the BJP party has done. Number 2. I think the GST dues, the gentleman also mentioned that, the states were really willing to get all this GST because they would also benefit from that. Please understand one thing, all the GST dues which are in lakhs and crores, they are still due. The states have not been given their fair share.
Absolutely fair enough, but I don't want to get into that debate. Right now, my question is why consumer goods, basic essentials need to be taxed. Okay, go ahead. Jasmine Shah, quick, and then I want to ask a question to PKD Nambiar. 1 second, please, Jasmine Shah, I need to move on.
See, I am just making my last point. The gentleman took 3 minutes. Allow me a minute.
Mr. Khadial, I need to move on. I can't. You have made your point. We know that the states are still demanding their due, but today's debate is not about that. So please hold on. The question is about consumer goods, basic essentials being taxed. Basic essentials like hospitals. Hold on. Just let Mr. Shah finish, and then I want to go across to PKD Nambiar.
5,000 is not for a 5-star hotel.
Can we please turn down the audio for our Congress spokesperson? Mr. Shah, go ahead.
I have just one response to Mr. Sardana, that he has discovered a magical formula in economics whereby increasing taxes, everybody benefits. The government benefits, the citizen benefits. That's not how economics works.
You have not understood,
Mr. Sardana, let him speak now.
You have not even heard what I was saying.
Mr. Sardana, let him speak, please.
There's an alternate way of increasing the revenue collection. We are not saying that the state should not be able to spend more.
It is not for revenue. This rise is not for revenue. Please understand.
Economy. Please have the patience to listen to me. You are a learned person. You can listen to some other people as well. So you can increase the tax.
Mr. Sardana, please let him speak.
And the decision on allowing small non-GST sellers to come to e-commerce, which has been taken in 2022, why was that not taken in 2017? More and more informal players then would have come online commerce, would have paid their taxes. So there are many ways to increase revenues. Just by jacking up prices on all the day-to-day items and saying that this is a win-win for all, stop misleading and making a fool out of the nation.
Okay, I want to just end. My last question goes to PKD Nambiar. PKD Nambiar, I want to ask you about your personal view, because you said as a citizen of this country, as a resident of Delhi, you are unhappy personally with this decision of the government, of the GST Council rather, to increase taxes on basic essentials and goods. When you heard our economist here, Mr. Sardana, say that it is because of, loose items that were being sold, they were being adulterated, being sold at a lower price. Are you satisfied with this, response of Mr. Sardana?
Well, Mr. Sardana, what he explained is very right.
So you are satisfied?
But that is from the point of view of a rational point of view. Yes, this is the reason they did it. But look at the timing. The timing is that we are all, definitely we know that whatever could be the reason, there is an inflation in this country. The economy is still reviving it up. The middle class is still struggling. I think taxing should not be only solution for rationalizing an economy. I understand that everything in this, every transaction.
And lastly, Mr. Nambiar, as a consumer, as a middle class person, do you believe Mr. Sardana, because he says, the GST Council says that people who are going to be affected now are the ultra rich, Because he's saying the middle class is not affected by this.
So that I don't agree with him.
Okay.
The reason being that today, for an example, I employ a large number of people. All those people who are the middle class people, they go to they don't go to a supermarket. That is not the right logic. Everybody has got an access to a shopping mall and buying something. That does not make them rich or lower.
No, I asked you the same question about the packaged goods also.
As far as the hospital is concerned, I agree with Mr. Sardana. As far as the hospital is concerned, I agree with Mr. Sardana.
In a 25 kg and above, no GST. If it is a private label by a local trader putting his adulterated marking without his address and anything, that will attract. So there is a justification behind it.
Taxing should not be the
anything which is beyond 25 kg for small common man is not impacted.
You said
I think there is a difference between understanding of the two things.
Of a 5-star hospital, it's not
Mr.
that.
Congress,
No, but sir, Mr. Sardana, Tetra Pak, dairy products, everything comes under GST. I mean, I really should ask what's left. Is there anything that doesn't come under GST?
No, see, I will tell you. I'll give you one very quick reply to
Let
that.
Mr. Sardana, please. Let Mr. Sardana take this.
Let me ask one thing. The curd which is sold by Amul and the curd which is sold by a local trader in a pouch, you don't know what is the quality and who is supplying it. Earlier, a good quality Amul product was taxed at 5% because it is branded by Amul.
Yeah.
And there is a local shopkeeper simply putting something as a white curd.
But,
you don't know the
sir,
quality.
is this
and
the
selling
wrong
it
answer to fix a different problem? If you're concerned about adulteration, if you're concerned about quality control, is the answer the solution to put a GST tax on it?
Absolutely,
will that resolve that problem?
Without GST, yes, because if you don't put GST, all the GST which is paid by the Amul or any other good trader on packaging material, on taxes, on transportation and whole lot of services, you cannot claim the rebate. Input taxation, refund, you cannot claim because your finished goods is GST free. So it is going to actually benefit them, those who are doing good quality and not able to claim.
All right. Thank you. I'm completely out of time. I think I'll just end by saying I think it's very ironic that the government or the GST Council says that it wants to fix the problem of adulteration, but at the same time we have machines for cleaning, sorting of grading of eggs, fruit, other agricultural products, milking machines, dairy machinery. Their rates will also go up from 12 to 18. So everybody has a view on this matter right now, but I think we can all be in agreement that none of us, it is going to be no one who's not affected. Thank you all.